Ladies and gentlemen,
Sponsored by Bovril.
oh God, wouldn't that be great?
Can you
I
imagine?
mean, I'm not in it for the drink, just the money. But real Bovril money.
is currency in some countries.
Yeah.
Just a big jar of Bovril. Some people like Adam Savage or Philip Schofield. I don't think they buy underpants, watches, tins of beans. It's all just
It's all
gratis.
free. Yeah. That's what we need.
Nobody wants us to promote their brand.
Well, Barry, the tattooist downstairs, give us a car air freshener.
I was hoping I'd get like a steak and kidney pie at some stages. How many of these? We've done
156.
No pie, not even gravy.
Nothing.
I have to have my own Bovril.
We'll get there, man. It's only
I
a
thought
matter
we'd be
of time.
driving about in some limo by now.
You thought, oh wait, I forgot what we're doing today. Hold on.
General grievances.
General grievances. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland. This week's subject is one that's close to your heart. It's one that you take really seriously and you talk to me often about it. Fashion. Oh, that silence is painful.
What the fucking hell are you doing fashion for?
I'll tell you why. No, there's a reason. There's a reason. You know how you always refer...
I never buy pants and socks. I wait till Christmas.
This is fashion. Now, you always...
Are we talking standard fashion or fast fashion?
Oh, it could be anything. This is the it's open to anything you want to talk about. But the
Pashminas?
reason... I know what a pashmina is.
Snood. I'm just getting a name thing. Snood.
No, wait, stop. I'm going to get to the reason why we're doing this.
There's never a reason.
There's a reason.
Mhm.
Now, you always refer to my fashion choices as
Elliot.
Yeah, as in Elliot out of E.T.
Mhm.
That I wear my combats and my hoodies and T-shirts.
Mhm.
And that's the way I've been all my life.
You've got the body of E.T.
Mm-hmm.
and the fashion of Elliot.
I do. But I met someone the other day and there was this girl shouted at me. And I was like, I don't know who this is. I went to primary school with her. And I haven't seen her since primary 7.
You
and
are
she
wearing
goes,
your uniform.
she says, you haven't changed a bit. You're still wearing the same clothes. So, something that was a joke with you, I haven't seen this person in 30 odd years and they actually said you're still wearing the same clothes.
That's the bleakest thing I've heard all day.
And I done an inward laugh. I went, like, almost a cry.
How was she dressed? Was there a needle sticking out her fanny?
You would assume. But no, she was actually really smart. It looked like she had a job and everything.
A job. The only jobs going in Dundee are the service industry or job centres.
Well, I don't
One
know.
of the
she,
two.
She was maybe working in the job centre because she looked smart and all, together. And I
She was
like,
maybe
oh,
working
Jesus.
decommissioning oil rigs.
That's true. That's
Because you get a good boiler suit now.
a good boiler suit. Boiler suits aren't what they used to be.
No.
Fashion. No, they've got patches on them now.
Because people maybe are unaware of this. This is an artistic community, this building. And 99% of them are fashionistas.
Yes, they all make clothes.
Everybody here, there's like sweatshops. You open a door sometimes and it's full of illegal immigrants just
Yes,
working their wee fingers to the bone.
Well, the thing is with the fashionistas in this building, next door, as everyone knows, is Susan.
Lazy Susan.
Lazy Susan. Susan does their degree work.
Yeah.
They come here and they go, I've got an idea. And she goes, well, that won't work in reality. Here's how it works. Put it together. They get their degree.
Mm-hmm.
She literally has about 45 degrees.
Yeah, she does.
And how is that allowed?
It's
Is that what
extraordinary.
fashion is?
People have to describe Susan. She's got the physique.
Mm-hmm. Careful now.
Physique of a good solid prop half in the rugby.
Okay.
But she's got she's got these delicate fingers.
Oh my God. Her
Fast.
work is incredible.
They're ivory fingers. They're beautiful fingers.
And it's the best in this building by miles.
Yeah.
And people go to her with their degree work.
Right.
She creates it. They take
She
it
doesn't.
back up to the college or wherever they go, and they pass.
Yet she herself dresses appallingly.
She has a lot of
Crumpled denim.
jumpers with 1998 on it, and
I'm surprised you can see the logo under all the egg yolk and the fat off.
but it's incredible.
I've seen her deep throat in one of those Matheson smoked
We're
sausages.
getting away from
both ends. This is fashion.
My friend done that and almost killed me.
Oh God, David!
Did I tell you about that?
They're a dangerous.
I was driving and I didn't know that my mate had this deep throating skill. And I'm just driving along. We're going up to the beach surfing, and I look across, because he's going, and I went, what? And I looked across, and he pulled this Matheson sausage clean out of his throat like that.
The double-ended one.
Well, it was
The
a
thing
part.
is, have you ever tried to straighten a Matheson smoked
Is it very
sausage?
difficult? Well, the
It's-
curve helps, I think.
It always splits. No, you can't straighten them.
Oh, right.
They're on a kink.
So there's no way to straighten it.
When you try and straighten it, it shears off.
His throat took the whole thing, and he pulled it out. And I was eating, you know the little tiny marshmallows you get?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm eating them on the way up the road, and I laughed, and they shot out my nose.
Mm.
I got out of the car laughing so hard I started throwing up marshmallows down my nose. It was painful, but I couldn't stop laughing as
No,
well.
they're
As
dangerous. They've got the exact same girth. A lot of people choke on those things.
But these very tiny ones.
Okay, what kills
Safety
the
first.
thing that kills the most Japanese people?
What's that?
Mochis.
What's mochi?
It's like a little fucking sweet thing, but Japanese sweet stuff's not particularly sweet.
Right.
They're not a marshmallow, they're a thicker texture, and you get like pastes on them, and they're sprinkled with sesame and stuff, but they just fit. People choke on them all the time.
Oh, there's a lot of sweets like that
Dangerous.
that are just throat size, kid throat size.
They're designed
Sherbet
to
lemons are designed to kill
sherbet
kids.
lemons. Those old-fashioned sweetie shops you go to.
They're just designed to kill children. Although the
A
one up
Lucky
at the
Tie.
top of the hill town,
Doesn't have any sweet.
very famously, it just all the sweets and their ice cream. But it was the biggest grow house in Tayside.
Oh, was it just
and
a
they got,
front?
yeah, they got it done.
Just
They're
a
still going, but the guy, he's away in jail.
Yeah, most of the businesses in Dundee are just facades. I
So-
went to
Yeah.
there's that ice cream shop in the town.
Mm-hmm.
And a person I work with who's a nosy bitch, anytime a new business goes in, she'll go in and tell them about herself, and they tell. And he's an Italian guy. Have I told this story? But he said his dream,
go for it.
his
yeah.
dream was to come. Italians, very fashionable
Uh-huh.
people. His dream, well, he pretends to be Italian.
He's probably from Cowdenbeath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he says his dream was to come to Dundee and open an ice cream and artisanal sweetie
Mhm.
shop. So I've seen this a lot. And one break time, I thought, I'm fucking gagging for an ice cream. It was all just bought in shit.
Just bought in.
None of it. There was chocolates. You can tell he'd bought them in bulk because it'd all been rubbed together. that chocolate goes that white way, but he'd laid them all out. It's a fucking front.
That's a front. We got a lot
But he
of
got
that.
robbed, arm robbed or something.
Oh,
He claimed.
right. That's
Who
the first
arm
place
robs
you
a
go, an ice
sweetie
cream
shop?
shop. Yeah.
Let's get the shooters and go round and steal some Lucky Tatties or
That's
some
it. We had a
brittle.
guy. I used to work at a studio, a recording studio,
Mhm.
and this guy used to come in. He was called English Dave. And
Okay.
there's loads of English people about. No one gets called English. That just doesn't happen.
Seems off.
And I thought, I couldn't ever figure out why English Dave was English Dave.
Uh-huh.
It turned out he was from Fife. He thought it made him an exotic guitarist if he put on an English accent.
Oh, fucking hell.
And everyone was like, he's just weird. But he stuck with it. He stuck with it. And then one day, the way we got people onto the course was through the Dole.
Mhm.
You know, now if you've been out at work, you could go on and get some...
Learn the maracas.
Exactly.
Bongos.
And I was in the building one day, and he went in, but he obviously felt, I better not do an English accent here. And he was just a fifer.
The way you'd have
So
tricked
strange.
him, if you'd hit him in the head with a hammer, he would have
Uh-huh.
sworn in a Scottish accent.
He really stuck with it.
It's like that Commando comic
Mhm.
about the Nazis, the
Yeah.
twins. You've read that one.
I love Commando.
Well, there's two twins.
Aye.
Twins.
Twins.
Yeah, twins. And one gets brought up in Blighty and one gets brought up in the Reich.
A
And
tragedy.
They're both fighter aces.
Of course.
One of them gets captured. The good one gets captured in Germany.
Okay.
So they swap him with the evil one. And he goes
gotcha.
back and he's like fucking getting all the plans for the fucking Hawker Hurricane and all this, sending it back in a pigeon. And then Mitty's twin escapes from Colditz, gets
Yeah.
back to the UK, and they've got this situation where they're in the general's fucking flight commander's office,
Right.
and he's like, and he just the way they get the better of him, he goes, Achtung! And the guy automatically snaps to attention, so they just shoot him. Those comics, I don't even get them now.
I think they must be available. They went small, where in the sense Commando was a tiny magazine,
Tiny, yeah.
and it would come out like monthly or bi-monthly, but it got
No,
lower
I
and lower
think-
shelves
I think they were.
and less of them.
I think you got two a fortnight.
Was it?
Yeah,
oh my
there
God, that was...
were quite a lot.
It was a
because
lot.
people Dundee's so greedy that the comics were minute.
They were
All
tiny.
the
They were just
all
like
comics were like
4
tiny.
inches
Yeah, tiny.
yeah.
But packed with fun.
They were packed with fun, and we've said this before, but they would teach you how to derail trains, how to use your own piss and semen as invisible ink.
How to...
This is for children.
When slitting a throat, you don't slice forward, you go behind the windpipe and out.
That's right.
what
They
I
would
was
teach
taught.
you that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was taught.
Because this was magazines,
Fashion.
fashion comics that were made
Wartime
during World War
fashion.
II. And we believed we were going to be invaded by the Germans, and they were teaching children how to fight back. But it was how to kill. And you were how to make traps, and you would learn how to hunt rabbits and make traps and snares and all this sort of thing, so you could survive out in the woods, come into town, kill Germans, then back again for tea.
But the first people when the Germans invaded, the first people you shot were not Germans.
It was your neighbours who annoyed you and claimed...
No, it was the Home Guard. What's this quite disturbing documentary? So they think of Dad's army, the Home Guard, is quite ineffectual. They're all armed with like brooms, with a kitchen butter knife sellotaped onto it. But the reality was somewhat different. So they're all told, look, you're fucked. You've got your life expectancy when the Germans land is a week.
Oh my God.
So make the most of it. So the chief of police, he made up a list of all the people of this underground protector fucking army, secret army. So on day one of the German invasion, they had to go and shoot him.
Oh my God.
They had to shoot him.
It's
he knew
a brutal bleak.
And they'd also, the other thing that to do was shoot any women that shared a cigarette with a German. He just had to shoot them.
That's right.
Oh, fuck.
Now, I did hear that, where they had plans to just kill many people.
This building up on the roof of this building's a bunker, machine gun post.
It's mental.
That was for machine gunning people coming up the Lockheed Road. We should put it back in
put it
place.
back. Fashion. But, to get back to fashion, fast fashion is something that's in this building quite a lot.
It's a blight. It's the notion is you wear it once.
That's
and then chuck
vile.
It out. Now, I notice it's disgusting. They've put back a thing. It's the right to repairs. I think it's appeared now.
That's right. Yeah.
So everything's disposable. A washing machine, you don't get fixed.
But this is the thing with fast fashion. The right to repair is going to apply to that.
So
if it tears and you can't fix it because the material's so cheap or anything, you can sue the people you got it from, which is everyone in this building.
It's so difficult because, you know me, I recycle. I'm actually quite on board with the eco thing.
You are.
I thought to myself, toothbrushes. I'll get bamboo toothbrushes. So they're fully...
I thought you were saying you're getting them at the tip or something.
Compostable. No.
Yeah.
The only second-hand stuff I won't have is underpants, bog brushes and toothbrushes. Everything else, trousers, shoes, hats, I don't mind.
Mattresses,
I don't mind. As long as somebody's no died in them. Fashion. But I got these bamboo toothbrushes.
Yeah.
They weren't very good toothbrushes. And the thing as well is, the last 3 weeks, and then all the bristles are gone.
Oh no.
Whereas I bought a plastic toothbrush.
The last 6 years.
It lasts like 3 months.
Yeah.
It cleans your teeth well. So you're using one. That's what people do. You think you're doing yourself a favor. They say like glass. Why do we use plastic? Everything should be glass. But the cost to produce glass is more expensive.
Now,
it's
here's the thing with... I remember years ago, you always used to get paper bags.
Yeah.
And they went, we're going to save trees, here's plastic bags.
Yeah.
Now we're saving the world because we're going back to trees and we've got paper bags again. No, it's a balance. A lot of the plastics are used, they're not terrifying. They're not oil-based. And if you use like nylon, it's fully... recyclable in that.
If you use stuff some stout plastic that's going to last you, but the one use thing we need to.
This is a huge issue, and the fast fashion. Because Susan would get a lot of work from people here to put it together.
The denim factories in China, all that particles go into the river.
Yeah, but you have to remember, fast fashion can only be based on cheap, useless material.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and.
You know
people
me,
say,
as jackets I've worn, I'll wear a jacket till there's literally no jacket left.
That's right. And the materials that I use for making the aprons is the same as your jacket. It's from the same factory.
They will last a lifetime, those aprons.
Yeah, and the problem with that, though, you think, well, it's going to cost so much more compared to this fast fashion material.
But these fast fashion stuff, you're not buying it, they're not cheap.
It's not. This is the problem. Fashion attaches to it. not style, not usability,
Yeah.
not practicability, nothing like that.
It's one moment for an Instagram.
So you'll get something that literally the material costs maybe £2.
Mm-hmm.
The labour on it maybe costs less than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so say you're saying maybe £8 for half an hour or something like that, and they're selling it for £150.
Fuck.
What's fast about that?
No, do you think a lot of folk, young people, a lot of lasses maybe sexist maybe, will just wear a new outfit each time they go out?
Yeah, I'm very aware of people that
I
do
used
that.
to quite like putting on a new pair of jeans
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. You thought, this is new jeans.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good night. And then you shat yourself and it made a little difference.
I wear everything I've got until it wears through.
So do I. I hate shopping. I hate shopping for clothes.
Well, my partner,
Because I
she's
go
gonna hate
online,
this.
but I don't buy clothes online because I hate clothes.
Yeah, I get that as well.
Yeah.
I've got no interest. But she loves buying clothes and getting clothes, but she wears them all.
It's at the
And
same
she's-
time,
And she's all
Yeah.
at the same time. She's got that, well, being
Layers,
Polish, she's
like
got
an
that
onion.
layers. Yeah,
like an onion.
she wears it all.
Yeah.
But no, she likes
She
clothes.
was drooling the other day like a,
She was.
like a dog with
She was
rabies.
drooling. She's got her new.
You know
what
when
are they called?
a
Retainers.
Labrador gets a new pig's ear,
Yeah.
and he's just
Oh, that's it. That was her all the time. But she has to be quiet for 22 hours a day now because that's how long they stay
it's
in.
freeing.
It's quite wonderful.
But she can still use her fists.
Oh,
she can
still
make her,
punches. Yeah, she still makes her point.
She makes still a point clear.
Fashion.
Fashion. No,
No, the
I
fast,
remember-
the fast
no,
fashion I hate.
Well,
That's
fast
a-
fashion. I remember there was a documentary a
an
while
issue.
ago, and it was people who were living on a dump,
Mhm.
trash heap.
Mhm.
And the thing was that recycle stuff now. It's so many parts of the world where people just do go through necessity means of to go through. They recycle
Yes,
stuff
yeah.
through sheer necessity. But that's how everyone's going to go that way if we don't watch ourselves.
Mhm.
Anyway, these people were living on the dump, and one guy wore brand new pants and socks every day,
Yeah, now you were saying
and he
this
threw
before.
them out
Yeah,
every day.
it's
He was a
phenomenal.
cunt. But he washed up again quite recently. He was the guy that got thrown off that
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
wood carving show because he had neo-Nazi stuff on his face.
That's right. What a turd.
What an absolute turd.
What a piece of shit. Yeah, that's horrible. We
What a
don't
turd.
like that at all.
But that's something that it's like that's weirdly spectrumy that you need to change your underpants and socks brand new each day, isn't it?
You're saying this because you know I have a fresh pair of socks on every day.
Yeah. But you wash them.
No, I keep them, but
Yeah.
I go through a phase where I got 300. How many days are in a year? 372 pairs
Yeah.
of socks.
No, I don't. But I wear new socks.
I go
but
through
I
them
know
all the
I
time.
I don't wear yesterday's socks.
No, my socks are.
But
you
I
know,
wear. To be honest with you, in this pandemic situation, I've probably washed my clothes more.
Oh, I'm.
Back in the day,
I
I
only
would
wear things once a day, and then
no.
if I go home and
No,
if I've been
my
working,
jeans-
I'll change.
my jeans. I'll wear my I've changed my t-shirt now, but my uniforms or whatever at work or stuff
Yeah.
like that, I clean them every day.
You got to do it every day. I clean
Oh,
every
Jesus
day.
Christ!
And it's like I have a bath every day. During lockdown, like 3 baths a day. But that was just like you said, boredom. I was I needed something to
because
do.
you hand wash stuff in a top loader
Yeah, top loader.
and you use a mangle. Your nipples often get caught in it. Those
We
distended
had
nipples.
when I was a kid, we had a mangle,
Uh-huh.
but it was an electric one.
Mrs. Mangle. God, that's dangerous,
It was
isn't it?
dangerous as fuck.
I bought myself a new strimmer, Black & Decker
Oh.
strimmer. Fucking hell!
Is it good?
It's like a hot knife through butter.
Really?
It just deals with everything.
Did you have a wee walk up to B&Q?
No, online.
Oh
Don't go to shops.
no.
It's fucking wonderful, and it's got a separate power pack, so you can keep it in the shed. And you
Just swap it over.
because I'd let the grass grow.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a strimmer, but it was wonderful, and it just makes this love. It's got 2 settings,
Oh,
and the second setting just
oh.
just fucking
Tears through.
tears through stuff. I love a strimmer. You have to watch yourself. You'd not hit a dog shit with it.
Oh yeah, I could imagine.
because it can catch you right in the eye.
Fashion.
Fashion. You should really wear. I think you're told to wear some kind of face shield.
Oh yeah, but that stuff
Wear
you get it
strimmer.
right in the throat and everything.
Wear a
yeah.
strimmer. The thing is, I always think my specs are like a shield.
No, they're not. That's
I'm
more damage.
When I'm using the bandsaw, I just think, my specs will do.
No, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
I have a beautiful set of goggles, but they're safety ones, but they go over glasses.
I've got
and they
goggles.
don't steam up or they're
They don't
good.
steam up.
They don't steam up. They're really cheap. I'll show you them when we're done.
Have you seen Adam
Beautiful.
Savage's goggles?
That's my ones.
Oh, of course.
No, I didn't get them because of him.
I bet you you were ahead of the curve.
I was ahead. I was working in the taxis, and a lot of workies had the vans,
Aye.
and there was a pair left there.
Oh.
And I thought, I'll take
The
them.
wrap-aroundy kind of nut ones.
Yeah, they go right over.
Brilliant.
But they're so good. They're so good. They're really lightweight.
I'll have a look at them later.
They're cheap. They're really
cheap.
good. Yeah, they're really
Adam
good.
Savage fashion. He wears a hat.
His fucking hats.
His content, he's ramping up.
Well, he is.
What's happening?
I don't know. I think he's probably heading for a divorce or something. He spends all his time and there's
lot.
someone in this building who's just about to retire,
Ah,
and they've turned to hats.
yeah.
And he came in the other day wearing a
And
top
it's not
hat
just one hat.
with feathers in it and
Fedora.
that. Oh, I thought glorious. No, I thought if I'm going to be in the 70s, I want a top hat with feathers. That was glorious.
You should really wear one of those plague doctor masks
Ah.
just in later life. Just
What?
go about.
My partner said the same thing.
Oh, here's what you do. You dress up as the Grim Reaper and show up at old folks' homes. That skeletal face of yours, it'll give them
I had a
absolute
job.
terror.
I had a job once and it took over from this guy who left to be a funeral director. But he used to come in and visit.
Never
and it was
shake
lots
hands
of
with a
old
funeral
it was
director.
lots of old men, and he would come in and as they're having a cup of tea, had his tape measure out with their back, and when he was leaving he'll go, "Right, Tam, I'll see you soon." He was
Oh,
funny as fuck.
Fuck off.
Just measured
Was there
people.
not a dog somewhere in an old folks' home and always visited the person that was getting
Was
died
about
that
to
night? All these folk.
Get a spot.
Hamish, get fuck. Hamish. Go and visit Sheila for next door.
Oh my god, fashion.
Fashion.
But yeah, but the fashion
Adam Savage,
thing.
yeah, he's
His
got right
hats.
pronounced nipples.
His nipples are good. I'm trying to go for that.
Well,
But
he
mine
dress-
seem to be going in the way.
Well, concave nipples. Well, he dressed up as he made the Star Trek Enterprise chair fashion, and he had his Captain Kirk outfit on. And somebody says Shatner didn't have such pronounced nipples. So right on.
It's wonderful. But the thing is, going to fashion, the cosplaying, which that's a part of my bread and butter. Yeah,
bread and
making
butter.
money with people that do cosplay.
Mhm.
But the fashion of it changes. And you know where you don't get wokeness? In cosplay.
No.
Because the thing of, as soon as girls are told to cover up, they'll go for all the characters with their tits out.
Right.
They really rebel against it. So I think a lot of the wokeness that attacks fashion and that, it's just nonsense. It has no bearing on reality.
The pith helmet.
Yeah, that's
That's
been...
problematic. Has that been kind of cancelled a wee bit? Are people still like
The people in the cosplay world, they don't care about that.
No.
And it's like, and it's true, you can attach
Playing about, it's just nonsense.
the
Yeah.
word problematic to anything.
Yeah.
And they're just having fun.
Well, I often have a theory. What it is, it's people self-styled experts,
Mm-hmm.
and they want invited round
Yes.
to be taken seriously.
To be taken
To
seriously.
be given a cup of tea and a
So the only way they
custard
can be
cream.
an expert on something that no one's heard about, so you can't argue.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. But the example of the people that was made stuff for, I made these beautiful tan leather
Right.
holsters and harnesses. And what it was these American kids in their 20s. And there was a place nearby that was closing down. And they got a fiberglass pterodactyl.
Oh, fucking
So they went, let's do something around it.
Right, okay.
Right? So they had their pith helmets, they had their blunderbusses, or the whole thing. And they took all these, what's the old type of photography? It's
Daguerreotypes, no, daguerreotypes.
something type, yeah. And they had them done properly at them hunting and killing a
beautiful,
pterodactyl.
beautiful.
And these pictures have showed up online as people going, look, proof.
Oh, aye.
And it's just these guys, they got a pterodactyl and I made their stuff and they're wonderful, they're hilarious.
Well,
but they put effort in.
There's a guy, I think his name's Thomas Whitman.
Right.
And Thomas, you know the algorithm on YouTube?
Yeah.
So it got me one day, and it was this Thomas Whitman. He was a military affair in America.
Right, okay.
So his thing were daggers.
Mm-hmm.
Nazi daggers.
And it's always Nazi daggers.
Nazi daggers. So he had these Nazi, and he's the world-renowned expert, the number one, the top grand poobah on these daggers. And I was like that. I started watching these things, basically to try and sniff out if he was a Nazi or not.
Yes.
It's not quite as simple. You can't just say he collects Nazi stuff, therefore he is a Nazi, because he's a business is. And I was watching it, and I thought he came across as quite a nice guy. He was at pains to say he wasn't a Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw his cufflinks that was SS cufflinks, day wear, and I thought he's a Nazi.
Well, it's easy to narrow down.
Yeah, it was caught him. You know what I mean? I was just being a bit foolish. I was kind of playing a game with myself. I knew he was a Nazi, but I was trying to play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all fashion. But you're in these fields, and it's these big shumbling, stolen valor American guys going about, and there's like one tiny little stall with American stuff, and everything else is Nazis stuff. It's the fashion of Nazis. But because I'd watched a couple of videos of that, my algorithms went mental. And it was full of Nazi stuff. So I had to deep cleanse and start watching stuff about kittens for a while.
They keep going on about the algorithm on YouTube.
Yeah.
That they're trying to get rid of Nazis and stuff. The algorithm only delivers you Nazis. I made the mistake of looking about UFOs.
Oh,
it's all Nazis,
Nazi
UFOs.
UFOs, yeah.
So as soon as you look at a Nazi UFO one, or you fall asleep in bed, you wake up in the morning, by the morning it's how to be a Nazi.
They're foolishly, the new Indiana Jones things, I think, is moon Nazis. That's going to be the plot. And you think, it's a bit of fun. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Because there's fuckers that believe in that shit.
They believe it.
But the Whitman thing, back to the fashion of the hat. So it's all Nazi hats. It's like cosplay as a Nazi might be a little bit problematic.
Yeah.
But this other guy came along, and he's a kind of historian guy, and he collects. Because these things do have, you can't just put it in a bonfire and burn them all.
No. It does have historical value. Important value.
I think, I've got stuff in the house, kind of flags and all kind. No, I don't. I've got. But there's again, stuff my granddad had got. My dad's got them.
I've got.
And it's interesting. That's interesting. But this other guy...
I'm on the British side, though.
Yeah. I've got British. And he was going round, and everything there was fake.
Yeah.
So, before the Second World War finished, there was factories churning out fake Nazi stuff for the American soldiers, because everybody wanted
it. It was an
daggers,
industry,
hats, and that has continued. And America seems to be the big sis. And the the clientele are so thick, but they're not spending hundreds of dollars. It's thousands, like Eva rings. Eva Brown's ring.
Yeah.
That's not going to show up in Kentucky.
It's not.
Is it?
There's a lot of nonsense like that. But it's like you're saying, you have some... Well, the thing is, you'll remember this. In the 80s, when you went into an Army-Navy shop, it was full of World War II stuff, which was genuine.
Yeah,
unissued, or you could get it for pennies, and now it's collectors and very expensive.
Yeah.
But no, we used to just go around in World War II stuff.
Army-Navy stores, do they still exist?
I don't. They're really online now, and it's lots of. You'll get like Czech Army stuff.
I had the big West German bomber jackets, kind of ones
and
I mean.
Parkas. Yeah, I had all that.
And they were so fucking well made, these things. Well, warm
you get a copy of it now.
Aye.
Apparently people are saying it's really good. But we got the real thing.
Yeah.
And inside you take out the lining.
The lining. I still wear it in a really cold day.
Oh God,
it's brilliant. Really cold day. It's West German.
I had one that I used to go surfing with.
Yeah.
And you could come out in the winter.
Yeah.
With it, just throw your t-shirt on, then put that jacket on, and you were roasting in seconds. It was incredible.
It's got a huge hood.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the lining goes right up to the hood.
I had a
brilliant.
I had a Vespa.
Oh my God.
And I used to go about with Quadrophenia. But crashed it because a lorry knocked me off the road on the Kingsway.
You're not good on the road at all, are you? You've been run over, twice?
Two car accidents. No, as a pedestrian, I've been in a couple car crashes.
It's traumatised you, hasn't it? It's hurt you.
Yeah.
You won't drive now.
But I went right down the Kingsway on my bum, on my front, and scratched it. I had badges and that on it.
Fashion.
Because my metal badges came my Who badge.
Did you have genuine badges, like patches and like badges and that?
Yeah.
See, I've never liked a patch or a badge
like
on
a
something.
Patch.
I don't.
But I've got a collection of patches, but I never want to put them in a jacket and spoil them.
And ruin them.
Yeah, I just keep them.
I've got one.
Do you like an iron-on patch or a sew-on patch?
Sew-on.
Okay.
I like it. I've got one patch on one of my bags, and that's when I was at Namche Bazaar in Nepal. I got that because we're all sitting having some food, and I went, I saw something. So I nipped out and I got everyone a wee badge.
Oh, fucking hell, you ask us that. Ken guys that wear the leather like rocker jackets.
Yeah.
And the guys who've got a lot of badges.
A lot of badges, yeah.
None of those people are right in the heat, are they?
No, there's always something about. I'm not going to say anything.
Because I remember I was at the cash machine.
It's not good.
I was at the cash machine. There's a nightclub in Dundee where they used to be called The Cage.
Oh, right, okay.
Very fashion.
Oh, fashion,
oriented.
yeah.
And the guys swinging their hair. And I had a Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath t-shirt. But I like that t-shirt. I bought 2 of them because I just like them. And the guy goes to me, oh yeah, wonderful band. I saw them in Nebworth in 72 and all that. And I says, it's just fashion, mate. I said that to him.
Fashion?
It's just fashion.
I
fashion.
have an Iron Maiden t-shirt
Yeah.
for doing the shows and stuff. I do not like Iron Maiden.
No.
I've never listened to them. I think they're dross.
Yeah, but the t-shirts can be quite nice.
Yeah, and then the bands I did like Faith No More and stuff like
God,
that.
Faith No More.
I love Faith No More. Booyah Tribe and Faith No More. I was just listening to that. Booyah Tribe and Faith No More. Go and listen to it if you don't know it.
Betty
Great
Faith
track.
No More are such old men now.
They're all white haired and
Decrepit.
and got their paunches and that. But I like them.
Faith.
I like
they
them.
They like surfer rockers, weren't they?
No, not at all.
No.
Were they?
Like,
I like them.
like Red
I've
Hot
been to
Chili,
see them.
like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I was into the Chili's.
the early stuff.
Well, no.
Blood, sex, sugar, sex,
Blood, sugar,
Marmalade
sex, magic. Marmalade magic.
with Flea.
I like Flea, and then One Hot Minute. Then after that, they got a bit grown up and introspective.
Stadium-y. They got Stadium Rocky.
And I was like,
Game of the worst band in the world are. Well, I will start listing fashion band.
Deacon Blue.
Oh, fucking Deacon Blue.
Deacon Blue are the worst band in the world.
Delametri are back, just looking like old men lost in a forest. Have you seen their other? It's awful. One of them looks like he's 90 years old.
Oh, it's like I used to love Reef, proper surfer rock.
Oh, I Reef.
And Reef were great fun. They were just a proper band.
Okay.
But now it's like their bass player looks he looks like Gandalf.
Oh,
And he's just like, they're really old and they like to sit down now.
it's all the.
There's a lot of shuffling. I'm sure they're wearing slippers on stage.
That's awful. Kings of Leon.
Oh, they're terrible.
Jesus.
Yeah,
they're still
terrible.
going. And who's the other one I despise? The one that's the guy believes in all the conspiracies. Muse.
Oh, Muse. See, the thing is, they're so funny. They're
Takes
like a
themselves-
band by algorithm.
They're like a little bit like Radiohead. A
Yeah,
little bit like
there's
this.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like middle class acceptance.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're good and people enjoy them, but I
Just
no, it's not
there's
for me.
You're playing it I see Alice Cooper's got a new album coming out.
Yeah, he's a delightful person.
Golf doesn't drink.
Yeah, he's just delightful. Goes to
He's quite
church every
religious.
Sunday.
He's a religious guy and everything. Yeah,
Just did.
he would be fun company.
His guitarist, is it Nita Strauss? She's good. She's a good guitarist. I like her.
His stage shows would have been quite funny.
Oh, they were great. It was the amazing Randy.
Did he do it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you'd have had a bit.
He done all these
But
shows.
they
Yeah.
thought that Alice Cooper, this fucking stupid country we live in,
Mm-hmm.
they thought he was getting like turned children to Satan.
Yeah.
Like they thought the Evil Dead was getting murdered.
To be fair, I defended Marilyn Manson quite a bit in the 90s.
Well, I felt quite cheated by that cunt.
Oh, it turns out he is a complete arsehole.
Well, the thing is, he wasn't a danger to children.
His music's not going to change it. Yeah,
no,
if
but
you're around him, he's a prick.
He was just horrible to people, women around him. That
He's just a
Trent
prick.
Reznor hated him.
Yeah,
Trent Reznor,
he hates him.
he seems a dangerous kind of individual. Was he a nice chap?
No, I'm not sure. I think he was trying to buy the house that Manson's family done all the killings in, or he wanted to record, or he did record an album there or something. Really,
Trent
I think,
Reznor did.
yeah, and I think that's probably just good publicity. That's all.
You've
that
got to be
is.
a showman if you're going to be that dangerous.
You got to be. Yeah, there
All
must
these
be a
fucking-
day where you're like, I can't be dangerous
Tins
today.
and beans. You can't.
Ugh.
It's like anything. It's like these people who like furries and people. We're not kink shaming people,
I
obviously.
know we should kink shame them.
But
Furries are wrong.
Furries are disgusting.
Wrong.
The smell of them.
Oh,
But there's people that try and maintain that shit 24. Kinegorian lifestyle. Who's
there's a
doing
girl.
that all
There's
the
a girl
time?
here that drags her partner around on a chain on the Perth Road
all the time.
all the time, and sometimes
They
he's
won't
on all
have
fours.
jobs.
And the police come up to them and wait, like, you're not allowed to do this. And they're like, oh no, you're just attacking our lifestyles. You go, no, you've got a man in a chain around his neck. It's not allowed. There's reasons we don't have it. And you go home and you do it.
You do it on your own.
But didn't be walking down the street
They'll have
with
pet
chains.
rats,
Do you know
won't
what? Oh, they're going to have rats. Yeah, there'll be a collection of rats.
Maybe an iguana. Maybe a bearded dragon.
Yes.
Fashion, man.
Fashion. That's it.
Fashion.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to. I do what you want, but you don't want to. Some people's kinks invade their workplace. They try and get other people involved.
Yeah, they
So
try and normalise it.
No, but they're trying to sneakily get you. Like there was a guy I worked with who used to get high-heeled shoes sent to his work.
Right, okay.
He was sending them to the work.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah.
And you're like, do whatever the fuck you want, but don't involve us because you're getting off on us finding these shoes.
That's
You
it.
see what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're getting the... Yeah.
I don't want. Ken, you and I are. We've featured in many a sexual fantasy.
Yes, yes.
People are free to do it, but don't
Involve us physically.
Don't involve us. Don't speak to
but
me.
we know
about
we're involved. We know we're there.
thruples and shit.
What was the one my partner was telling me about? And it was, you think you can, you know, I'm a relatively normal person. I know about sex and shit. And she said something.
You know about it. You're just not very good
I'm
at
not.
it.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Terrible.
And I'm not even enthusiastic.
No.
But
like a dog. Can a
what
puppy
was
get
it?
distracted?
Yeah, there's a word for it, and I don't know the name of it. But it's getting a blowjob while taking a shit. And I was mortified. There's a name for it.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I was like, I
would
just
not-
heard this
I
the other
would
day. And I
not
went,
be
what?
on. I would not be on board for that.
Not at all.
There's a mate of mine. He was at a 50th party or something, and he went for a pee, and the woman snuck up behind him and shook it while he was urinating, and he found it very unpleasant,
But it was all over the seat.
just everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody's
I don't-
blowing the shit thing. I don't. You want to get
No.
around? I'll be honest with you. I have sat down in the shitter for it. I've not eaten on the toilet, but I've read a wee book.
Oh,
I've taken
read.
my time. But do you
I
flush
take my
it?
tablet in.
Do you flush it and then keep sitting there?
Oh, I was watching
Or do you sit with
the
it
launch
beneath you?
of a rocket a
Yeah.
little while ago, and I'd finished the shit, but it was like a countdown.
Okay.
I didn't move. I just waited.
And you didn't give it a wee flush?
Well, I flushed it, but
Because
I
you
was
get
waiting.
that nice sparkle.
No, I stand up. I don't want that. I don't want that sparkle.
Oh,
'Cause that's
fashion.
shit sparkle.
Fashion.
Oh.
Toilet fashion.
Toilet fashion.
Remember the 1970s, the carpets round the lavies?
Oh my god.
The fabric toilet seat covers.
Oh, I remember
What
them.
are we doing?
My gran had a pink one, and it was
Why?
like
But why? Were
the
they
pile
ashamed?
on it was like 3
Is
inches.
this a working class thing? Is it trying to just
No,
zhuzh you
I
up?
believe
Does
I
the
know where
Queen-
this is from. No, this is the myths about the Queen and what she had. That's what done it.
Oh, it's
People,
like, like Cliff Richard and the colostomy bag.
that's it. It's the same thing.
It's an urban myth.
Yeah.
Are those things, can people be ashamed of the toilet roll so they put a flamenco dancer on them?
Well, when I was in the States,
Uh-huh.
I said I'm going to the toilet, and everyone went, "Oh, you know, it's the restroom." They're really mortified by the word
But
toilet.
you don't go to, you're not resting in there.
And the next time, I literally says I'm going for a shit, and they went, "Right, don't be long. We're getting more
It
food."
should be the pish
There
palace.
wasn't even but I said the word toilet.
Should
That
be
was
the pish palace.
not good. Pish palace.
Americans also say auntie.
What?
They don't say auntie, they go auntie.
Auntie.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. This is us
Yeah.
attacking Americans again.
No, it's not. We're not
Because I
attacking America. We're not attacking
really
America.
liked
We're just-
America.
Well, we're just drawing things up. But just the toilet fashion's gone. The toilet seat covers, the little pish soaker up a blanket things. That's all gone.
It's all gone, man.
Carpeted bathrooms.
I'm going to
was a
bring
thing.
it back. Going to bring it back.
Pistachio
I've got
baths.
that. I've got... No,
the built-in soap holders that comes out the tiles.
Oh, that would be cool.
You should get. You
Imagine falling on that. Slice you in half.
Oh,
No, I've still got a pistachio... Well, it's avocado toilet.
you need to get that changed.
But I've got a white bath because the bath broke. So they brought in a bath and put in a
How
white
did
one.
you break the
And
bath?
it was so old, it just bent. It was an old fiberglass
we
one.
had a bath back in the day, and it came with instructions. You couldn't have put hot water directly into it. You had to put cold water in and then slowly.
That was the one we had. That's the
My
same
mum
thing.
and dad like, now listen,
Yeah. There's
before
rules
you go
here.
for a bath, there's some rules here. It says, can you not just fucking put water in the bath? No.
That's what we had.
No,
But
no.
Never paid attention to it
No.
in 30 years. And after 30 years, just last year, it broke in half. So they came
Just,
up
but
and
we in it when it
they're putting in
happened.
new... No, there was water coming through the kitchen roof.
Oh,
I
fuck.
was like, what the fuck? Went up and there's nothing leaking. Couldn't figure it out. But when you went in it, the weight of you just bent it slightly and opened up a wee
drip,
gap.
a
Yeah.
wee gap.
So
Imagine
we
if
couldn't
it
figure
just
it out.
nipped your scrotum.
Oh my God.
Mother!
Have you had a toilet seat do that?
Yeah. Jabby. It's
Yeah,
awful.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, for fuck. It's a picture.
Fashion.
It's a fashion. It's a guy. It's a guy with the plastic lawn furniture. His balls are stuck between the slats. This hot weather, Scottish fashion.
Oh, right, okay. Now-
Leggings.
Completely
And
see-through.
Came with the thing now is we guys, young guys, kind of not a short, but a knee, just above the knee.
Just above the knee, yeah.
Skin tight shorts.
Denim, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's awful. But that's young people are meant to wear stupid fashion. That's their
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
That's allowed. We
But-
done it. They can
No,
do
I
it.
didn't. I just no.
Well, I wore this.
Yeah, it's the
And-
same.
But my shorts are combats.
Aye, but just some,
And that's it. It's the same thing.
some extraordinarily. Someone told me that young people, they like comfort.
Comfort.
So they like soft things on their body. They don't. I never liked either, but kind of like tight shirt.
I've never
ti-
wore a shirt
a
because
shirt
of the
and
neck.
tie. I
Yeah.
hate it.
Can't do it.
My mum used to knit jerseys when I was a kid. And you'd put
I
them
can't
on.
even wear a shirt
No.
because anything that touches my neck
It's
here.
awful.
Oh.
Ah, fuck wearing a tie. A tie's awful.
Yeah, I
never
hate it.
will wear a tie again.
hate
Imagine wearing a tie every day.
It's terrible.
You
I
never,
don't like it.
never get in a taxi with a taxi driver who's wearing a tie.
The taxis I used to work at, they all wore ties. It was
Exactly.
required, yeah.
Yeah, no, don't fucking weird. Isn't it weird?
No, I don't like it. Anything
Have you
up
seen
here.
that? Seen that Lady Di statue?
I haven't. Is it hilarious?
It's bronze. She's got a man face. Well, she was
Of course.
quite mannish.
She was. She wasn't
But
pretty.
she's surrounded by three. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, she was.
She wasn't, yeah.
funny looking. Surrounded by 3 ghost children.
What?
They're not her children. I think there's like children from around the world. 3 ghost children. They're all.
Thank you, children.
It's like the Michael Jackson.
This
and
is
the
how
Brits.
religions start.
And it's there. If the world got bombed, and that's
left.
I think it's
yeah.
on our Death Island, isn't it?
Our Death Island, yeah.
Yeah.
Our comedy
It's
Death
there.
Island.
But they've all had to go there and go.
Fashion.
That's nice. It's awful looking. Very tall. It's larger than life.
Oh, I hate
But not huge. Just.
even if I saved the world,
Mhm.
UFOs came down
Yes.
and they says,
No,
we're going to destroy the world, but you got to play us Connect 4, which I'm a dab hand at,
Yeah.
and I won, and I
Yeah.
saved the world. I do not want a statue. After I die, I do not want a statue. It's the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing
But
ever.
the artist who made this sculpture, which
Mhm.
is it's kind of innocuously tasteful.
Uh,
A lot of figurative stuff's not really taught at art school now. So a lot of the people who do figurative stuff, it's the stuff that ends out outside football stadiums.
Yes,
So
I
it's
understand.
keen amateurs.
Keen amateurs.
Often posh guys.
Lots of faces
But his
like
other
this.
sculpture he mainly does nudes, and one of them's like he did it for Felix Dennis. Can the guy?
No, I'm not
Felix
sure.
Dennis had GQ magazine. He died quite recently,
Okay.
and he had a sculpture on his grounds, and it's like Lord Fauntleroy, his whore, and a monkey. And it's not Lord Fauntleroy. Look it up, and it's just this naked guy with a naked woman with her arse hanging out, and a monkey looking at them.
That's
and it's
incredible.
so kitchen terrible.
It's brilliant. Yeah. That's something I would
yeah,
want.
fashion.
Yeah. I like when you see statues, and I'm not a fan of statues.
No, well, it's a different thing, but there's a thing called Landward.
Okay.
It's like
I
Scottish.
don't know
It's
this.
Scottish country matters.
Okay.
Because I'm a man of the soil, I quite enjoy it. But it's got Doogie Vipont, who's a cunt.
Okay.
They go about, they'll go to Loch Fine Oysters, they'll speak about the problems in the farming industry, suicide amongst farmers, and animal husbandry. It's a mixed bag.
Yes, I could imagine.
And there's a guy called Ewan McElwraith,
Okay.
and he's been doing it for 30 years.
Right.
And he just retired. And they had like a lovely tribute to him. They had all the different, because he's been there for 30 years. Always wearing the same waistcoat fashion.
Fine.
Mustard. But he wasn't there. He'd obviously thought, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
retired. He's not there. That's lovely, that.
That's
He's not wanting them to pat him on the back and
No.
build a statue to him. He's like, fuck this, I'm
I'm
done.
out,
I'm
yeah.
done now. That's it.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree.
It's like people that want to have a big fuss made at them when they leave the work.
Oh, exactly. Just leave.
Just fuck off.
Just
Never
fuck off.
Leave and never come back.
Never come back.
Why would you want to go back
People
to your
visit.
work? Fuck that.
I've been at jobs and people come in. I've been away for 3 months, and you're like, who
They're
are you
always
again?
saying how well they're doing.
Yeah.
Yet they've no shaved. There's a smell.
There's this is true. I've never went back to a
Why
job.
would you ever want to go back to your work?
I remember walking out of one job and people had got on with really well, and I went, "Fuck you, cunts," and just left.
It's brilliant. You never have to see
Just
them.
never, yeah, because
Work is endlessly spoiled by the people you work with. They're ghastly.
I hate
fucking
it.
put up with them. See more of these fucking people than you do your family. It's
That's
awful.
exactly right. No, I just went, fuck you,
And
cunts, and left.
they
Yeah.
think, and they give each other fucking cards when they're ill.
Oh, God.
And when they poop out a baby, you have to give them. I
Look,
give them nothing. And
I've
they
been
show
on
you
a-
photographs
I've
of
been
their
on
wife's wombs.
a 1 week restart course because I was on the dole 30 years ago, and at the end everyone's exchanging numbers.
Why?
And like, fuck you, you shower of shit.
Why? Getting people who are on holiday. Can you maybe get a friendship with somebody on holiday?
Yeah.
Has anybody ever kept in touch?
No.
Now they will, because they're
Oh,
just
that's sick.
the
'cause you
WhatsApp just continues.
No, I never did. I never kept.
No.
And I've met loads of people, especially I used to be a total dork and backpack, go
Yeah.
travelling on a bus just to see where it'd end up. You'd meet people all the time, but I've never kept in touch with one of them. There was one girl I
That's
met,
the best way to be friends with you.
Ooh
Just
la la.
fleeting.
and it was a fleeting moment,
A romance.
a romance.
Uh-huh.
And
Could be a wee baby Derek going about something.
I got back to London,
Uh-huh.
and there used to be in Victoria bus stations, you put notes up, catching up with people and stuff. And I always read them because you sat across from it, you're waiting hours on the next bus home or whatever. And I was reading it, and there was one for me. And I was like, when to meet? When? I don't want to meet anyone. And it was from her because she'd come through London. If it was just there, I'll be here at this. But oh, fuck, no, I took it down, ripped it up.
Tore out.
I don't want to. And a lovely person, great fun, really laid back, travelling the world and that.
You'd had enough.
But
You'd
it's-
run out of stuff to say.
I didn't.
You've got a good 5 minutes in you.
Oh, thank you.
This
That's good.
this podcast would say otherwise, but saying that it's 160 hours of bullshit.
Of nonsense. Well, I
But
don't.
an
I like
actual-
to think it's we're changing the world, man. But carry on. No, I was really. I
Oh,
got a
God.
fright because it was like, what if she's meeting me here in 10
Imagine she's
minutes?
just behind you.
Oh,
hand
God.
on the
And that was the
shoulder.
day before emails and everything. This is the 90s.
Oh, way back.
So this
before
was
phones.
this was. I'll be here at that time.
Yeah.
But it was the day after I
You
was.
would meet, I know. Remember
I wouldn't
meeting
do that.
people,
Yeah.
and people couldn't cope. How many? If the phone network went down permanently tomorrow, how long? When would the first suicide start?
Oh, it would start instantly. Apparently, that happens when internet goes down and people can't get told the time when it's coming back on. There's people actually killed themselves over it. Now,
Jesus.
it was that. Well, you think about it. I used to go surfing with my mates, and sometimes you'd get mixed up whether I was going to Lunan Bay or St
Right.
Andrews.
Mm.
And once you got there, if they didn't turn up, you just went surfing on your own that day.
Yeah.
You didn't phone each other to say,
No.
I'll meet you there, or there was none of that.
Bet they were having a great time with the other beach.
Oh, they were having great. There was hundreds of people. There's me on my own.
It's like that scene. It's like the fire pit scene in Point Break.
Point Break, yeah.
They're all playing touch football, getting
Oh,
to know each other.
We played Frisbee.
Jesus Christ. I can imagine you having a hacky sack.
No, my mate juggled.
Oh, fucking hate jugglers.
I hate
The
juggling
guy I was
as
at
well.
school with that joined the National Union of Street Entertainers. He juggled. I could never be arsed.
No, it's a horrible
It's
thing.
a skill. Why would you want to learn it? Because
It's-
it's hours.
And the thing is, you watch good jugglers and you go, it's like in a TikTok video, you go, that was amazing. Then you move
Never
on.
watch it again.
Never watch it
Never.
again, yeah.
It's like close-up magicians.
Oh, that's...
I've been in pubs where I've been standing, having a drink with mates, and then somebody stood there and they're looking at the guy, you're like, and he starts doing the stuff, and you just ignore him, and they won't go fuck away. They won't.
it's,
all that.
I don't like it either.
Magic.
I don't. Although my friend, you know the broken finger thing,
Mhm.
can't figure it out, and they done this, and I think it makes it beautiful. They're like, so what do I do? And they have one finger too many, and I thought that finally makes me laugh. That trick finally works.
Oh,
So I think
gee.
doing tricks wrong
It's
is
a funny one.
what you doing.
Have you done this?
What?
Do that.
Right? Okay.
Right, so turn your
Okay.
hands like that
Uh-huh.
and slide.
No, I'm not doing that. And then you look, I'm not doing that. I've seen it.
There's a thing. Can that guy Paul Rudd? He does a thing where he takes a photograph of you, with the phone,
Mhm.
but he puts his hand in the way, and it just looks like there's a pair of balls. So you're there. There's just a pair of balls hanging.
Oh, dear.
Paul Rudd, sophisticated guy in his 60s.
Yes.
He dresses very casual. Paul Rudd. He's a
Do you
T.
think?
Kenny, the worst dresser in
Youthful.
the world is Kevin Smith.
Oh, Kevin Smith, but now he's got a lot of skin to hide.
Well, he's now skeletal, but he wears fat man clothes. Poor bastard.
He's been through a lot. Massive heart attack. Became a vegan.
Oh,
that was.
his films are so shit.
His films are terrible.
They're shit.
Yoga Hosers.
I can't
watch Yoga Hosers.
I started watching Yoga Hosers. It's his daughter who he's got a funny relationship with.
Strange.
And Johnny Depp's daughter.
Yeah.
Who's weird looking. And is it aliens or something?
No, it's midget Nazis that Kevin Smith plays.
Oh,
they're like little troll guys running around going "Diga, biga, biga, biga," but they're Nazis. It's fucking terrible. It's dross.
If those Dogma, have you seen Dogma?
Dogma's terrible.
The shit demon.
It's not. It's like it's meant to be edgy about Catholicism or that, but it's not.
It's edgy in an American sense.
It's just it's dross.
Because I've never seen Clerks. That was.
Can we just call it the proper name, Clarks? It should be Clarks. I know it's Clerks.
I was doing it in the American.
You're doing it in the Americanism, but
Clarks.
We're here now, wherever that is. It's
Clarks.
Clarks.
That's shite.
Yes, we pronounce Clerks.
But he
Clarks.
wears a baseball cap and his puggy fucking stuff. He tells a good story.
He tells a good story.
He's a storyteller.
Listen to him talking about his work with Prince.
Okay.
That's wonderful. That's really
his
funny.
friendship with Ben Affleck.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
They were chums.
Ben Affleck's awful.
Ben Affleck is the saddest man in the world.
Have you seen his tattoo on his back?
What is it?
It's a phoenix.
Oh,
his whole but it's like I drew it. It's incredible. It looks like it's felt tip.
I did art workshops and it was adults. Not complex needs. So some people had learning difficulties, but some people had recovered from issues. There's all kinds of stuff. Women involved would only, and I mean only, draw phoenixes or butterflies.
Oh wait, you were teaching this? I thought you were in it.
No, I was teaching it, and they not recovered. That's a later life thing. And I'd say to them, "Oh, lovely, but have you thought maybe that's a bit near the knuckle? Just the butterfly rebirth. I know what you're trying to say, rebirth."
Mm-hmm.
And they'd always say, "No. I've been told to express myself, so you get fucking 40 butterflies or phoenixes."
God.
The guys would just do tits. There was a guy, Jimmy. He was this great guy, great big cat weaselly looking guy, and he was working on this masterpiece, but it was proper like a outsider art.
Oh, that's
you know
the
what I mean?
best.
He was like untaught, crazy guy.
You just can't. And even if you tried to copy it, you can't. This is
was
unique.
And it was just boobs he was making, and you'd come in the following week and the boobs were bigger, and there'd be more boobs.
Mm-hmm.
It was just wonderful. It was really good because you can't fake it outside their art.
No, you can't. It's wonderful.
It's like try and draw like a child. Children's drawings can be extraordinary, but it's when you're too sophisticated as you
you get older.
You can't do it. You can't do it. There's a guy called, I'm going to name him because he'd love it. I suppose he'd love it. Gary McGregor.
Okay.
And he had a head injury. I think he got his head kicked in Lochie High Street. And he has this compulsion to paint.
Right, okay.
And he paints, it's fucking nuts.
Just crazy stuff,
but his degree show, I think he kind of panicked and tried to make it quite kind of sensible.
Right, okay.
They'd persuaded him to tone it down.
You're really good, but do something different. Yeah.
Well, he's not really good. They're terrible. But he paints with like poster paint. He gets out of the works.
Wonderful. That's the way it should be.
But it's just so it's like pearlescent green paint.
Yes. That's the way it should be. I like that.
But just a compulsion,
Because I got into outsider music, I think it was 1989. And I got this album out of Groucho's.
Jesus.
And it was outsider music. And I would just buy albums. It was at that age. And I couldn't believe how good it was because how bad it was. And I become obsessed with it.
They don't have the rules.
Yeah. It blows you away, actually. It's so different.
It's everybody's pretty conventional.
Yeah.
We all like to think we're quite special. But
we're not. No.
We're slight different shades of the same fucking
But these
Satsuma.
people are genuinely different.
But people who are fucking out there, like the guy that wrote Alistair Gray.
Okay.
One of the greatest Scottish novelists. He wrote a masterwork called Lanark, and I met him a couple of times. I've actually got a first edition copy.
Oh goodness!
But I saw a thing on him on the TV the other day, and it's drawings he did when he was on holiday as a kid. and they're extraordinary.
Oh.
Because he just sees things in his own fucking
His
vision,
own way,
and
yeah.
it's marvellous. But he was a drunken wee fan. He was a wee trollo guy.
Oh, right.
But he died maybe a couple of years ago. Or Alistair, Ian M. Banks is another one.
Right.
Scottish genius.
Okay.
He wrote all the books about the culture. It's called wonderful. But people who are really out
Outsider.
there,
The thing with outsiders, when you watch interviews with them and they're on a new album and it's all outsiders, they can recognise other people are outsiders, but they don't recognise themselves.
yeah, possibly,
And
yeah,
they can actually break down why someone else is an outsider, what's wrong with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Then it comes to theirs and going, why you put me on with this shit?
That's shit.
And that's what makes them beautiful.
There's a lack
Just
of
incredible.
self-awareness.
Yeah,
like,
wonderful. I love that. Fashion.
But they tend to be slightly irritating people.
Oh, yeah, you can't be around them.
They'd
Yeah,
be interesting, yeah, but it would just be. Did you ever
from a
watch,
distance.
Can that Ginger Baker cunt?
Yes.
Have you watched anything with him in it?
No.
He's the most unbearable cunt you've. He's just unbelievable piece of shit
Really?
on a level of vileness. And you can imagine the egos of the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
He was the worst.
Oh, my God.
He was a bigger arsehole than fucking old Slow Hands. What's his name? Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton, he's a
Tears in Heaven,
Oh.
or Roger Daltrey. But his own son, but he breeding horses in South Africa, Ginger Baker, and his son had looked him up,
Yeah.
try to rebuild their relationship, and he fell out with his own son. And his last thing he said to him as he threw his son out was, "You're a shit drummer."
What a person.
So
What a-
fucking
What a horrible...
barbed.
I bet his fashion was terrible.
just fucking calf cans. You don't see calf cans anymore, do you?
I used to
The
wear
ones
one
I
at
hate,
school.
I'll be honest with you, are those Palestinian scarves people wear. I bet you have one.
I
But
have
it's a
loads of them.
shorthand for Neil Oliver wears them on television. It's a shorthand for,
No, I used to try... No, I got
no.
some from
You
soldiers.
don't need them wandering about the streets
And I
of
used to
Dundee.
get... No, not at all. But I used to get them when I would go travelling. Always have... It's a bit like Hitchhiker's Guide.
You
Always
can-
have a towel.
Can you not throw them in water and cool yourself
Yeah,
down
you
with
can
them?
do that.
Let
They
them
keep you
evaporate.
hot. And if you get a proper one, the ones in Dundee are quite small.
Ah, you need
Even
a
though
big,
they're big, but
Ah.
the proper one's huge. And that's the ones I have at home. And if you're travelling properly, like when I went to Nepal or whatever, have them with you, because they're a towel, they're a blanket, they're a pillow, they're
No,
everything.
So I'm not going to need them.
No, they're
Do
great.
you know what Scottish people used to do back in the day?
What's
Keep
that?
warm. Up in the hills, up in the mountains.
This is to do with shiting, isn't it?
No, they wouldn't heat themselves with their shite. They would. It was soaking the plaid. So Scottish people didn't wear kilts. Kilts it was a long piece of fabric.
Yeah.
They're up. They would soak it,
Mhm.
and it would fluff up with the water, and it would insulate them more.
Oh.
But if they were under next to a burn, they used to piss on it.
Oh my God, the smell.
So they'd wrap
The
themselves up in a
fucking smell. Oh.
pishy plaid.
That's Scotland
Imagine
through and
in a cold night,
through. Oh
it
God.
would steep in, wouldn't it?
See, this
and
is...
the ginger
There's a
hair.
lot of people from around the world watching this, and they think, "Oh, Scotland, you
When
know,
was the last time you saw a
fucking
kilt?
dump."
There was a spell you'd see people going about. Can people wear kilts every day?
Oh yeah, you saw them for a while. There's only probably in Dundee. There's probably 3 or 4 people who wear a kilt regularly.
There
There's
was
no
a-
many.
yeah, there was a
it's
guy-
cold.
It's for,
This
there's a
is stupid.
guy. I think he was an accountant in my hometown. He wore a kilt all the time.
Do you have a kilt?
No,
I
well,
do.
I think I've got a kilt. Maybe my mum and dad in the attic somewhere. I used to have to wear a kilt when I was a tour guide.
Right. Okay.
I don't like wearing them.
No, they're a pain in the arse.
They're a pain in the arse. They go for a piss. It's ridiculous.
Oh Jesus, it's nonsense.
Trousers are-
Spurns I hate. The spurn's the worst part.
Oh,
I'll
just
never wear a
clanks you
spurn.
in the balls, yeah.
Don't like them.
The ski and do.
Oh, I like a good knife.
The
But
whole
you're not
thing-
allowed to wear the
no,
ski and do anywhere.
no.
Because the only time you'll wear a kilt, and I had one for like occasions, you know, it's still in the house. I got a black watch one. And you'd go to a wedding, and if you walk in with a ski and do it, and they're like, get the fuck out there, because the Dundee wedding's going to have some drink, the fucking knife's going to
But
come
you
out,
get
you're going to
ones that
stab
aren't even
someone.
real. You
Yeah,
can't-
wee plastic handles.
plastic shite.
Yeah, just
No,
nonsense.
kilts. I don't think I'll wear a kilt again, to be perfectly honest. I can't see it.
I don't. I used to wear like
I don't
trousers
get
with
invited
it,
to weddings.
and that's what. And if you did wear trousers with it, people were like, what are you doing? But that's the way you did wear them. You'd have your legs wrapped. You'd have trousers on. It's fucking cold.
Tartan trews.
Trews. Well, not tartan trews, but
The
tartan trews. I
trews.
hate them.
That's a very golfy thing.
You'll see it with a lot of tourists, bless them, because they just love Scotland, so give them credit.
They're
But
allowed
they'll
to.
come to St Andrews and they're walking around with their bonnets on, and some of the women have got sashes.
The big
Yeah, they've got
Big-
the big brooch.
the
And,
big orange stone.
oh, they love all that.
Cairngorm.
Yeah, they've got all that shit.
I remember seeing a guy in his kilt in St Andrews. His kilt was doing to his ankles,
Mm-hmm.
and he had an entire Arctic fox as a sporran.
Yeah,
Legs and everything.
You'll see that sort of craziness, which doesn't exist.
No.
It doesn't exist. I saw one guy, and he flashed his dick. An American guy. American. And he flashed his dick, and this woman went, oh, you can't do that. And he done it again. This old woman. So, by the time I came round, I was strangling him. Up against TSB window.
He was
and-
flashing an old lady.
He was flashing an old lady, and all his friends were like, well, he's had a drink, and I'm just strangling him. The manager of the TSB came out, and I thought he was going to say something, and he grabbed him by the head, by the hair, said, you fucking arsehole. And it was like, so there's just people strangling.
Have you seen the Scotland fans were doing in London?
Oh God,
And
yeah.
there's a guy doing
They've all
some.
got COVID.
They've all got COVID. They're all in Dundee. That's
They're
why
all in Dundee. Yeah, they've all got COVID. Now, to let everyone know, Dundee at the moment has the highest COVID increase in the UK, but a lot of it was from schools because the kids found out the lateral flow test. If
What's
you
the
dip it in
Ribena?
Ribena, it gets you 2 weeks off school. So they're all getting searched for Ribena.
This Scotland fan, he's in the underground in London, and he's doing this not body popping. What's that
The
thing?
caterpillar.
Have you seen it?
No, I've not.
And he's got his kilt on, but no trousers, nothing on underneath.
Oh,
and he's
fuck.
little tiny little pecker.
They don't care.
And he's but just hairless little balls, like a baby's scrotum. And he just doesn't care. And you had to say him, God almighty,
You piece of shit.
you
You fucking embarrassment.
he's shocking.
Because the thing is, right, Scotland isn't all bad. Dundee isn't all bad.
No.
But we are not this view that other places of the world have of us. We're just not. Every time I've had anyone visit here,
Not
they're going,
romantic.
oh God, this is quite a city. And it's like, because they're not expecting a city. They're not expecting oil rigs, and they're just not expecting anything like that. But we're just a normal place, to be honest.
Everywhere's the same.
Everywhere's the same. And
People are universally shit.
but I love when people come here and they're properly in shock at how bad it is. I do get a pleasure from that. They're expecting to be running through the mountains and eagles and that, and it's some junkie shiting into his own hands. I love that. I do get a pleasure. Is that wrong?
Yeah, no,
I do
it's
get
not.
pleasure
It's-
from it.
But everywhere's kind of shit. Everywhere's got its good bits and bad bits. Dundee fashion, if you watch a thing about the Timex strikes, there was
fashion.
there was a point there in
Oh.
the 80s that was it 90s?
I think it was in the 90s, something like
but
that.
It was, I think,
got attacked by them.
At that point, I think Dundee was the worst dressed place in the whole world.
Yes.
Just the worst
Tight
dressed.
curly perms.
The worst dressed. If you were in
Bright pink shell
if you're
suits.
in Bavaria and they're all wearing those fucking lederhosen, that was better
Yes.
than the Dundee.
That's very true.
Oh, they were awful. And they all thought they were.
Dundee didn't advance until the mid-90s.
Well,
That's what you have to remember.
Fashion,
They didn't.
I was told on good authority that Dundee was 2 years behind on the fashion because all the fashion stores,
Yeah.
all their old stuff they would send to Dundee.
That sounds about
So
right.
it literally was all the stuff that had gone off the boil. We'll sell it in Dundee. It's got a new life in Dundee. So Dundee was behind, actually behind in
when
fashion.
you think about how advanced cities were around the world in the mid-90s
Yeah.
to the late 90s,
Yeah.
and Dundee was literally 20 years behind.
It was needing
and
some
overnight, we shot forward.
There was a mad investment.
It was so
that's a good
strange.
thing because
Yeah.
well, it's like Africa. They've went straight from no phones to mobile phones.
That's right.
So they didn't have to get rid of outdated technology. They just
No
it
infrastructure.
benefited
And Dundee had no infrastructure.
So if Dundee had
Yeah.
tried to improve itself piecemeal, it would have got in the way of proper improvement.
That's exactly what
that's right,
happened.
That's right.
And it
That's
went
right.
from this city that still had black buildings from the smoke of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Industrial Revolution.
The Overgate shopping centre.
And then overnight it was all gone.
It's
Everything
nuts.
was new.
Drove
Everything
past-
was clean.
drove-
It was
drove
bizarre.
past the V&A yesterday, and there's this expanse of grass with all these young people sitting
Just
there, all
sitting-
looking
that
healthy.
never happened.
People
Even in the 90s, there was grass there. There
Yeah.
used to be the bridge used to go around there, and there was a little park in the middle.
Yeah.
It was just for junkies.
Yeah.
And, well, mainly drunks.
Well, they had the walkways, which was all junkies.
All
in them.
junkies. There was nothing.
No, bleak.
Wait, I used to busk in them all the time.
Oh, they were awful. Probably
Was it-
seen you busk.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
it maybe spat on you.
Probably.
Yeah,
And-
well, thanks very much.
but-
I suppose I've got all day.
But
Constructive criticisms welcome.
overnight it
Yeah.
changed. It was
Dodgy money.
shocking.
I'd love to know where half the money went.
When I say overnight,
Few
probably
yachts bought
2
in
years.
few people built big houses in Newport and Wormley.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the ferry did well.
that's right. But in 2 years, it was
Oh,
unrecognisable.
in the time I've been here, there's people come in to work and they're just like that. Oh God, I'm born and raised in Dundee. I've been
Don't
away for-
recognise it. Yeah,
I left 30 years ago. He says it's nuts.
it's crazy.
It's
Well,
crazy.
the thing is, we had lots of multi-storey buildings for
No,
flats.
there's ones left now.
There's
You
ones
come over
left.
the bridge.
And
White
they,
ones.
they said, we're going to knock them all down within
Mhm.
30 years. And people are going, how can you get... There was so many. You're talking tens of thousands
Yeah.
of families in 30 years. Within the first 3 years, they knocked down half of them.
Yeah,
And the landscape of the town had completely changed.
yeah.
And they've stuck to it. They
Yeah.
keep knocking
There's
them
still
down.
the ones halfway down Lockheed Road.
Yes, they're
They're pinky. People keep chucking themselves out those
Mhm.
ones. I don't know how long
They
they'll
had
get.
to put plastic windows over
Did they?
the balconies because people were just... The noise
Oh.
of them hitting the ground was keeping other people awake at
like
night.
a cow pat.
Yeah, it was terrible. Did I tell you I heard the guy land on the ground? We
Oh.
were in my mate's house
Uh-huh.
and someone flashed past the window.
Oh.
We never thought. And then minutes later the police were there and there's a guy on the ground.
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
But we heard them and they were looking for witnesses and that, so they're going to every house. We went... It sounded like a popping, like a bag of crisps popped, and the cop went like that. He maybe had crisps in his pocket.
Well, that Maltese down Lockheed Road, I was walking past them and a woman had just fallen. So it blocked off the road, but you could see her, but it didn't look like
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah, it's weird when they hit the ground.
Yeah.
They're all
Ken,
It's not like a film.
People get hit by trains and that.
Yeah, there's it's fashion. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, fashion. Wash your balls.
Fashion
Until
balls.
next
Your
time.
fashion balls.
Oh
balls
my god!
they're never in fashion. They're like corduroy.
Never
Never in
out.
fashion, never out of fashion.
Always have your balls.
Keep them clean.
Keep them
Keep
fashionably
them
clean.
not the cutting edge of fashion. No knives near your balls.
No.
No.
Oh, fashion. Until
Fashion.
next time. Later.
Fashion.